Hello, users, and welcome to another episodic installation of Above It All, the series in which I talk about politics and how important healthcare is to the population and the society in which we live. So the Bernard Sanders campaign uploaded a very, I want to say good advertisement in the sense that it transmits the message well, but I mean, it's not good in the sense that the subject matter is very gruesome. I'm gonna play the video in just a bit. I'm gonna edit it in. Um, but I really just you really need to watch this. And when you're done watching this, I will give you my opinion on it. And I can't watch this while I've got the recording on because honestly, I don't feel like crying on webcam right now. But go ahead and watch this video, and then I will give you my final thoughts.
I fight for Bernie with every breath I got left. I have no choice but to fight for everybody else because it's too late for me. But it's not too late for you. I can't do much. I can't phone back too much because I run out of breath. I can't knock on doors. So I set up my home for people to come over. You want a Bernie sign? Come here and get one. You want a Bernie sticker? Come here and get one. You want to learn about Bernie? Come on over. I'll tell you all about it. My family's had a history of lung issues, and my co-pays were $20 a piece with the original medical company, and I have 3 medications, so that's $60 a month. The company I worked for was bought out, so they changed the insurance to Pan American. So now instead of only paying $60 to $90 a month, I'm paying over $800. I couldn't afford it. So I had to go without medication. I was at 87% lung function. I finally went to see my lung doctor, which I couldn't see because the insurance company would not cover them because they were a specialty company. So I walked in and saw them, and she looked at me and checked me out. She goes, "You're dying." My lung function went from 87% to 42, and so I had to retire. If I had Medicare for all in 2012, I'd still be working. I wouldn't be sitting here dying in my home. And I don't want that to happen to anybody else. I want everybody to be able to live their lives without having to worry that you're going to die because the insurance company just doesn't want to help you anymore. Or the company you work for doesn't care. My lungs may be failing, but I'm going to fight for Bernie with every breath I have left.
I mean, it really when you really kind of think about it, the humanizing aspect of this whole thing, like there are human beings out there. Like the statistic that I throw around a lot because it's devastating and true is 40,000-ish people a year, every year, die because they just didn't have adequate health care. Like in the richest country in the history of the world, mind you. Unbelievable. Like I've said this before, but my mom, if she had health care, she'd be here right now. She would be in my life. I would have a mother for the, maybe not the rest of my life, but for a significant portion of my life going on. I'm 23 years old and I have to deal with not having a parent just because, healthcare, for whatever reason. Like, we could have had a universal healthcare system in the 1940s. We could have had one in the 1950s. We could have had one in the 1960s. We could have had one in the 1970s. We could have had one, 2016, for example. But we just didn't. Because people wanted to. Now, there's just a handful of corporate overlords that just have. They're just evil manifest into physical form, and they've spent all of their time and energy and effort on just destroying other people in every capacity and gaslighting the society in which we live in to just accept the fact that, yeah, if you get hit by a car, good luck. Yeah, like if you can't breathe, good luck. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. And it really, like, I don't know what else I can add to this. Honestly, it just, if this doesn't affect you emotionally and just help you understand the kind of world that we're living in and how serious this is, honestly, and I say this with no hesitation, if you like scroll down here, which at your own risk, like if you are against Medicare for all, not only are you a psychopath, but you're working against your own interest. Because again, I highly doubt that a billionaire is watching my video right now. Like there are people out there that work paycheck to paycheck that don't support a national healthcare system because, and this is it's a two-pronged thing, like evil manifest has been gaslighting our society, and the part of the gaslighting is that they constantly drill into your head, we can't have nice things. When just look at Europe. Like I know people in Europe. Like when I first kind of like started talking to people in Europe, like, you know, when I was like maybe 14, 15, I make friends in Europe, and at this point I was going through a lot of healthcare related issues, and I remember like people telling me, it's like, I don't, like, what? What is a medical bankruptcy? 500,000 people every year file for bankruptcy because of medical related issues in this country. I've been through there. I lost my house because of a medical bankruptcy, and really it kind of just completely destroyed my life. And in a lot of ways I'm not even fully recovered yet. Like the amount of damage that this industry and this system of governance does to people, constantly chipping away at your self-worth, it's just disgusting. And again, like there are people that go like, "Oh, Medicare for all is impossible," or "it's evil," or like all that kind of stuff, and not like that is psychopathic. And I like if you spend like if you just say like one thing, it's like, "Oh, that'll never happen." Like it's there's an argument that you've just been gaslit. You don't really know much, but like there's people out there like powerless people. I'm not talking about billionaires. I'm talking about like Republican voters and Democratic voters out there that will just tell you, like, no, we can't have a Medicare for all system. It's removing my choice. I want to choose between spleen coverage and liver coverage. Why won't you let me? I want to choose not to have, like, I want to choose to not have prescription drugs. That's a good choice. I want to retain my choice. Like, it's just, it like, again, it's psychopathic. It requires a deep psychological disconnect from the fellow human. Like it is pseudo speciation at its finest. You view everyone else as if they are not real, and you're the only one that matters. And again, like there's people out there that do have healthcare issues, and they still don't support a Medicare for all system. Like it's bizarre to me, and those are few and far between. But again, like when you just look at the real damage that this does to people, like again, my entire life, I'm 23 years old, and for the rest of my life, I'm only going to have one parent? Like, how fucked up is that? And nothing, even if Bernie gets elected, best case scenario, Bernie gets elected, we get a Medicare for all system, that doesn't change that doesn't change the past. You know what I mean? Like, and we need to do this now, because 40,000 people every year. Like, if Bernie had won in 2016, best case scenario, he won, even if things were kind of shitty and we didn't have the potential to put and enact a Medicare for all system until 2018 midterms or something, like, even then, right now, there would be people that wouldn't be dying right now. There are people dying right now that if Bernard were to have won the election last time around, wouldn't be dying. There are people out there like the guy in this advertisement who, just would be around. Like every time someone dies, it's like a library of emotions and feelings. It's just like burned to the ground. Like it's a human life, and the devaluation of human life in society is honest. Like the way people just don't look at humans like they are themselves. Again, it's pseudo speciation. It's viewing other people as if they aren't you. They aren't someone with, thoughts and feelings, and it's disgusting. And even like again, I can understand hating someone because, they're evil. Like I resent people that are health insurance executives, I think if you make it your life purpose to essentially this is murder, like if you're a healthcare executive, are essentially a murderer, and no, ifs ands or buts. It's just you murder people systematically for profit, and at that point it really, like, you definitely deserve to have some bad things happen to you. But as far as like our everyday society goes, like looking around and like, yeah, that person on the street, they don't deserve health care. Like, it's just bizarre. It's bizarre. Everyone deserves to have health care. The fact that there are people dying of like the flu is unbelievable. Like, I've had this experience before, but someone I knew back in 2017, like someone I worked with at a streaming website, died. Why? Because they had the flu. But it like agitated some of their like other conditions, and they just died. Like, it was just completely random. Like, I went from talking to them one day and then finding out they were dead 2 days later. Like, I didn't see them. Like, I talked to them. The next day, I just didn't hear from them. And then the day after, I heard they were dead. And it's just like, and I wasn't like best friends with the guy, like it was just like kind of like a work thing. But it was just like the fact that that's possible, like that it's just, and sometimes bad things happen, right? But like, it's just like, like, oh, I've got a cold, and I don't feel like spending $25 to go to the doctor. I'll just tough it out, and then you're dead, and it's just fuck. You know what? And that's a whole human with a family, with kids, parents, like brothers, cousins, and they're gone forever. They're never coming back. And that's what you have to understand. These people are never coming back. The only thing we can do now is just to prevent it from ever happening to someone else, from happening to you, or from happening to someone that you love. And again, it's super important. Um, and yeah, vote for Bernie.